What is up, people? I am back, and here is my latest video, and it is not a DVD or Blu-ray haul video. This is in fact finally the first of my Peaky Blinders videos. You can see I've got my Peaky Blinders t-shirt on. So basically what I'm going to do in this video is sort of give you a bit of background, skip through the plots very quickly of series 1 and the episodes, and then give you my thoughts about it at the end. So this was my second attempt at watching Peaky Blinders. My first attempt, I just could not get into it at all. I couldn't get my head around it, and I don't exactly know why. Decided to give it another go, and for some reason it just clicked. I was hooked, and that was it. So like I said, I'll give you a bit of background to anyone who may not have seen it and don't know what it's about, and a quick rundown of each episode. So Peaky Blinders is a gangster family program set in Birmingham, England. It's based on a real gang, as well as I mentioned in one of my Blu-ray videos. I have a book that I received, The Gangs of Birmingham, and it actually mentions the Peaky Blinders. The program starts off in 1919, and it's a few months after the end of the First World War in November of 1918. And the story, like I said, centers around the Peaky Blinders gang and their boss, Tommy Shelby, who's played by Cillian Murphy, who's just amazing. The gang come to the attention of Chief Inspector Major Chester Campbell, who's played by Sam Neill, who again is also brilliant. He's a detective in the Royal Irish Constabulary, and he's sent over by Winston Churchill from Belfast, where he's basically been sent to clean up the city of the Irish Republican Army, or the IRA, communists, gangs, and just common criminals. So like I said, Churchill sends him to stop everything that's going on, and gangs and everything that's going on in Birmingham, and also to recover some, sorry about that, Amber just fell off the settee, some stolen guns that were meant to be shipped to Libya. So the series, the first series concludes on the 3rd of December 1919, which is Black Star Day, and this is when the Peaky Blinders have a plan to take over a rival, Billy Kimber, his betting pictures at Worcester races. They excuse the background noise. Amber's having an absolute fit. I don't know why. So episode 1, as you'd expect, much of the first episode is just spent debuting the characters and helping set the foundations and give you an insight into who's who and what's what and everything. The first centerpiece of the first episode is the plot around the guns that I mentioned in the intro bit, that Tommy and his gang accidentally steal, which leads to the arrival of Inspector Campbell. Campbell is, say, an Irish officer, and he's really annoyed. The threat of the IRA really seems to get to him. And then the lead female is a woman called Grace, who it turns out is working undercover for Campbell, so spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it. And she lost her father to the IRA, so to her it's very personal. Episode 2 starts off with a really violent confrontation with the Shelby and Lee family. The Lee family are gypsies who the Shelbys plan to do a deal with before things got really grisly. Tommy has some underlying motives to establish a working relationship with Billy Kimber, who has a horse racing empire. And Campbell and Shelby, Tommy, have an uneasy alliance based upon Campbell getting the guns back from the first episode. So that's like a quick, rough fly over the episode 2 there. I'll do the same with episode 3. So Tommy and Grace head to the races. Tommy discusses selling the guns to the IRA, but Grace follows and kills one of the IRA men. The characters, Ada, who's the sister of Tommy, and a guy called Freddie, who is a communist who served with the Shelby brothers in the war, get married and decide that they're not going to leave Birmingham, despite thinking, well, maybe we should, but they decide not to. Tommy strikes up a deal with Kimber and offers Grace as a sweetener, but when Grace turns around and sort of rejects his coming on to her, he tries to force himself upon her, but before he can, Tommy, as a change of heart, bursts in and tells him that she's got the clap, which is obviously a major STD that nobody really wants. So then episode 4 when it appears, Tommy's enemies are there's just too many of them. There's loads. He just seems to have pissed everybody off. His relationship with Grace is also sort of teased that, you know, there's something there between them, and we were left sort of unsure as to whether he's twigged that she's working undercover or whether he's totally oblivious to it. Freddie, who's the communist who's married to Ada, is arrested, and while this is happening, Ada gives birth. Campbell just shows this really, really brutal side, and he tortures a guy called Stanley Chapman, and it's just really, you know, it's just a total different side to him, and you get this feeling that he is a bit of an ass through it, but this bit he just absolutely goes above and beyond. So the 5th episode, you get a sight of Tommy's post-war issues. He has a flashback which causes him to cave in the head of an IRA representative called Byrne. Arthur Jr., who's the eldest of the Shelby brothers, is betrayed by their dad, Arthur Sr., and he steals quite a lot of money from them. Just buggers off to America and leaves them. Arthur tries to kill himself, but it doesn't work. Tommy and Grace finally get it on, and Campbell proposes to her, and when she turns him down, he goes mental. He gets really jealous, and then, you know, obviously the side of his, you know, cold-hearted nature, his badassery, that's just, you know, too much for him. So episode 6, which I believe is the final episode, Ada takes a stand and comes between the Shelby family and the Kimber factions. Tommy has to think about his feelings for Grace and how strong they are, and it really brings him close to redemption. Meanwhile, Campbell's losing his mind, he's going batshit crazy. The series ends on a cliffhanger as Campbell goes to the train station to meet Grace. They have a few words. He points his gun at her, and then you hear a gunshot, and then that's it. So you don't know what's what, who's shot who. Has he shot her? Has she shot him? Has Tommy shot Campbell? What? It's just a total cliffhanger. So my thoughts: thoroughly enjoyed it. First this time round, found it a lot easier to get into. Don't know why, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a nice, easy introduction into the program. Gives you the background on the Shelby family and other characters, and like I said, I've only quickly skimmed over the episodes. I haven't gone too in depth. I've tried to keep it as spoiler free as I can, but like I said, obviously there are a few things in here that, you know, are going to be spoilers, and I apologise for that. But if anybody's not seen it, I highly recommend you give it a go. Even if you don't enjoy this series, bat it out, because it does get better as it goes on. And I'm not saying that the first series is bad, because it isn't. It is a really good series, but as they go on, the series do get a lot better. So that'll do it for this. This is my review of the first series. Quickly skim through the plots and a quick introduction. I will be back with video 2, which will be obviously series 2, pretty soon as I've got all that sorted. But for now, guys, take it easy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Like I said, please check out Peaky Blinders. It is a great TV series. I again was late to the party, as always, with a really good TV series. I was the same with Game of Thrones, same with Sons of Anarchy, and I was the same with this. I watched it as the 4th series had started. So, you know, if there's anybody out there who hasn't watched it and is in two minds, go for it. I highly recommend it. Just stick with it. It is steady. It does build up, but trust me, after this, everything just goes batshit crazy. So yeah, that's it, guys. This is my series 1 review, thoughts, etc, etc. So like I said, I will say goodbye for now, and I will see you in part 2. So take it easy and look after yourself.
By order of the Peaky Blinders.
Bye for now.
Take a little walk to the edge of town and go across the track where the viaduct looms like a bird of doom as it ships and crack, where secrets lie in the border fires and the hum